every text like 54314 info is a broken promise because behind the scenes it's an agent juggling five other leads and your inquiry sits in a text thread for hours until somebody finally gets around to it. By the time they reply, you already called the next listing for sure. So this actual workflow will kill that wait time entirely. The moment someone texts a property code, the AI agent will already gets the particular property details for you and it replies back automatically to your SMS automatically. And the AI agent can also book viewing meetings straight into the agent's calendar. So everything is kind of dynamic. So and there is no human in the loop right here. And before which used to cost a lead now happens under 10 seconds. So let me just show you the demo first, and after that I will explain how the data will flow from node to node from the beginning to the ending. For the simulation purpose, I simply replace the Twilio trigger with the webhook trigger right here. And I simply replace the SMS send Twilio node with the respond to webhook node to simply use this SMS simulation right here. And firstly, let me just delete the information. So if the system actually work, it should save my mobile number information and the interested property ID right here. Okay. So let us just simply test it. So I simply send a simple message like this. Okay, it simply saved my information. Okay, so it was asking me for to check whether an availability for viewing or not. So I will give it something like maybe day after tomorrow is fine at 2 p.m. Let us just see what will actually happen. Okay. Okay, it simply said the time that I simply gave it, it successfully depicts the actual time. Current, I mean, today's date is July 7th, and day after tomorrow was none other than July 9th, and actually 2 p.m. and there is a slot available. So yeah, and by the way, before booking this particular information, it was simply asking me for the email address and the name. So let me just give it. And also you can simply check that particular thing right here too. So no worries. Okay, I simply gave it my email address and my name. So yeah, perfect. It was successfully saved my details right here, and it simply booked an appointment with me. And to be honest, I also received a notification in my phone. So sorry, I can simply, I mean, I can't, uh, I mean, show you that in live because there is some issue in live streaming my phone to the desktop. That's why that is the reason I simply using this particular local hosted SMS simulation. So yeah, let me just explain you how the data will flow from node to node from the beginning to the ending. But before that, you just need to make a note of these two Google Sheet headers so that you can simply replicate to these two Google Sheets in your own system. And after that, simply connect to this particular workflow and it actually runs fine. It was more like a prerequisite, so please don't forget to replicate these things. Okay. Firstly, whenever a SMS was being sent to our Twilio number, the workflow will get triggered. And after that, we will be simply check whether the mobile number was already in our lead list or not. If not, we simply, I mean, we simply check for that. And if the mobile number was not already there, we will simply create a entry in our lead information Google Sheet. Okay. And after that, we use this particular code node to simply replicate and, divide the whole, multiple property requirements. Sometimes there are some people who are interested in multiple properties, right? So this particular code node will completely divide those multiple things into individual item, so that, each individual entry will be converted to multiple entries. And, we will be getting those each property details with this particular node, so that, even the particular person already have the need or already interested in multiple properties, with these combination we can simply grab the information of those two or more multiple properties right here. And for not taking in the duplicates, we simply use aggregate node, so that all the property information will get aggregated into one output. Okay. And after that, we will check whether the actual property details for there, or is there any, you know, invalid property IDs that are attached to the lead, to that particular lead. So this code node was responsible for that. And we will check whether the total found properties was greater than zero, which was nothing but whenever a valid property was found, these details will be sent back. So nothing serious. So after that, after pre-processing everything, we will be simply giving it to this particular Google Sheet. And by the way, we will also give the property ID on the left side and the email ID on the left side, on the right side. So just make a note. This is one of the sample agents calendar email. So you can simply, add as many agents, email address, and attach them to the particular property, so that whenever a user simply wanted to schedule a meeting, it will automatically schedule that particular property visit in that own, agent's calendar, so that this is everything dynamic, it completely dynamic. So there is no, you know, static thing out there. Okay. But all you have to do is you have to give the email addresses and attach them to the property ID. Okay. So the AI agent will automatically remembers your context, and the last five previous messages will be also sent back. And whenever the user was, simply asking for, book a property visit, it will simply check for the availability, and then only it will create an event in that particular agent's calendar. Okay. Or if the user was simply, asking for the new property information, it will automatically checks whether, you know, that particular property ID was valid or not by using this particular Google Sheet. And after that, we will be updating the current property detail, interested property IDs with this particular multiple property things, which are, divided by this particular symbol. Technically, so, I mean, this is one of an example for the multiple property IDs. So nothing serious about it. And after that, the AI agent's answer, or the output will be sent back via Twilio to the, sender back. So yeah, this is how the data will flow from node to node, from the beginning to the ending. And there can be a lot of improvements, and there can be a lot of, things that can be missing in this particular workflow. But this is more like an MVP in the production, so it don't expect too much from it. But at least it is actually solving a real-time problem instead of, some demo shit out there. So that's it for today.